challenges into opportunities again. So opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Take advantage of opportunities that you identified. And when you identify the challenges, you need to turn them into opportunities, and then you win. If your team is like that, it means that you have the right team to take you through the storm. Then you need to master the soft side. As a leader, you need to find yourself talking like this to your team, saying this, sorry, I'm sorry. You know, these are difficult times. You need to also get hold of the emotional side of things. You also need to say, well done, if they do well. These are hard times, even minor achievements, you need to celebrate with them and say, well done, because these are hard times. We are in a storm. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small it is. Then you say, thank you, thank them. It shows that you pay attention and you understand. You also need to say, I understand. You know, these are softer issues. You have to be very sensitive. And when you say talk about soft skills, we talk about communication. You need to communicate properly. You need to communicate well as a leader. Communication is two-way. You need to inform people about what is happening. They need to understand the current situation that they have. What is the nature of the storm? If it is COVID-19 pandemic, what does it mean to their business? And what do they have to do as a team? Then learn to also listen to them and their concerns. Don't ignore them. Capture the signals. Whatever you get, read their body language when you listen to them, because that's very important. It's a storm, and you have to capture everything that is happening within your team to make sure that you align them, you help them, and you show them the way. Show them back. It's tough times. People are suffering. For example, even if you look at the COVID-19 pandemic, people are actually afraid of death to move around. For them to be able to come to work, it's a big sacrifice, because they are putting their lives online. They are putting the lives of their loved ones online. Then you also need to mentor and coach them so that they understand that it's business as usual. They continue learning, they continue developing. Actually, they learn the most if they're actually in a store. That's where you create leaders. That's where you mentor and create your leaders. Even who will be able to succeed you in future for continuity reasons. You know that you have got strong leaders who have experienced everything. So leaders who never communicate. Hear me well on this one. Leaders will never over communicate. Actually, when you feel like you're over communicating, you're actually doing well. This is a storm. You don't need to let them go through a day without saying hi. How are things? It's very important. And then focus on transparency, frequency of communication. You need to make sure that you continuously communicate, and also transparency, so that it's clear, because some rumors will start circulating and unnecessary worries among your team, which is not necessary. So you need to make sure that it's transparent and frequent, because if you spend a week without talking to them, some of them will be telling each other, maybe the boss wants to sell this business, or the owners or the shareholders this and that, and the rumors start circulating. So continuously talk to them and make sure that they understand where you are going as a business and what you need to do and what you want as a leader. Then take note of your lieutenants. You know, the new lieutenants, those who are new to the situation, and those who are even new to the organization. Make sure you are close to them so that they don't get lost. This is very important, because you are in a storm and you have new people coming in. They are trying to understand the storm. They are trying to understand the situation. They're trying to understand even the organization. So they need your proper attention and very close attention, in fact. Then watch your body language always. It can send unintended signals. It's very important to do that. Please pay attention to your body language. Your body language can send different signals, some of them unintended. Then we say, talking about dealing with resistance. Actually, when you are in a storm, you continue having resistance. Actually, you find that some people have got a tendency of just resisting change, even if it's necessary. So what do you need to do? Identify where the resistance is coming from. Don't just have a blanket approach where you just blame everyone for resistance. There are people who are resisting. There could be 1 or 2 people out of 10 who are resisting change. And then you need to engage those people. You need to engage them. That's what you need to do. Identify them and engage with them. Don't fight with them. Don't attack them. Then coach and encourage your lieutenants, those people who are very close to you, those leaders that you have identified within your team. Make sure that they focus on the motive to provide motivation for the many people who are not resistant, who are non-resistant to change, and focus on positive energy. And make sure that you deal with the mutinies, and then they will come around once you have dealt with everything that is happening with them. And then they say you are as strong as your weakest link. So your weakest link are your resistors. Those resistors bringing in resistance, they can't even represent the business. Imagine, can you send them to a presentation or client presentation alone? They will actually maybe even tell the client how bad you are as a leader. So these people who are resisting change, you need to deal with them. That's very important, and they will be your weakest link. And therefore, you mustn't ignore the signals for resistance. Thinking it will die down automatically, it won't. Take it head on. You're a leader. That's why we say take that hot seat. Resistance can spread like a cancerous disease, and you will not like it in the end. You will not survive that storm. So if you can't deal with it, call the mercenaries, call people, call consultants to come in and help you to communicate with these resistors. If you can't even manage them and everything, you need to deal with them. If it's possible, you can't work with them. You need to part ways, and that's what you need to do. But as a leader, you feel like you failed. So you need to bring in people. You need to bring in even career coaches like us. We can help them. You bring business coaches like us. We can also help as a business consultant, as external forces. We actually come in with a different perspective, probably help you how to communicate with the resistors. Then lastly, you need to focus on the long term. You need to focus on the long term, and don't bow under immediate pressure and forget the future. As a leader, you need to continuously scanning the horizon. So you have to use the short-term pressure to harden your focus on the long-term strategic goals. So you need to make sure that you continuously deal with the future right now as a leader. The way you deal with the present is supposed to help you to deal with the future. And even if the situation is actually confusing and chaotic, future has to remain crystal clear to you, because you are the leader. If it's not clear to you, everyone else will think that there is no future. So you have to make sure that when your people get worried, you must be excited, right? And when they are excited, get worried, but do not show them. So that's how a leader is very tricky, as supposed to do. Actually, some would say leaders are actors. You have to act. You have to be an actor or actress, because you are portraying a certain mood, a certain attitude to your people, so that they remain positive. So your strong belief in the future gives your team confidence, motivation, and inspiration to fight on and become a winning team. And that's very crucial, very, very important to do that. It's very key. If they see you believing in the future, it's just like you are telling them what you will be doing as an organization in 10 years to come. And they know that you would have survived. You must survive the storm for you to be able to enjoy yourselves, to enjoy the success in 10 years to come. So think about the future and make sure that people believe. It's just like you are in the middle of a storm and you are in the middle of an ocean, and you are actually saying to your crew, you guys, you are the captain, and you're telling them, guys, I'm just thinking about us having drinks at some nice place in this city, And they start saying, no, but why are you saying this? We're in the middle of a storm and we don't even know if we're going to survive. But you're talking about us having drinks someday. How is this going to happen? And that's a sign that they start thinking to like this captain probably is good ideas. He knows where we're going. They have to believe in you if you believe in the future. Then lastly, what you need to do after you've done everything, I know there's more that you can do to build a strong team, but this is what I think it's something that you also need to consider when building winning teams. Then after all these stages, and you are sure and you're moving ahead, you're moving forward as a business, take your team to the promised land. The promised land, they're following your vision. Where do you want to go? And how do you want to get there as an organization? And as a leader, you would have succeeded if you take them to the promised land, and you only need to make them believe that it can be done. Thank you very much for your time. I will be giving you more of this together with my partners, continue to share business issues, career issues, and having many topics. Thank you very much.